Hello, everybody. It is me, Seventh Hanuman. So tonight is going to be a good live stream. I will keep it short and to the point. Now, I titled this live stream Targeted Individuals Next Level in Gang Stalking by Seventh Hanuman. And now, what do I mean by next level? I made mentions in my previous videos. I explained how, based on my personal experience, information are very important, especially information that can connect the dots to some idea or something that I never knew in the past, but now it made sense because these information came in and it just turned on that light bulb in my head and connected the dot. So tonight I will show you guys, I will show the targeted individual community something new. And I hope by watching this live stream, the targeted individuals will upgrade, level up, and expand their awareness. And this will also help bring in that open mind when it comes to understanding this entire gang stalking phenomenon. So let me check out some comment first. Nice. What's up, my friend? Hey, David, how are you? Nice to see you. It's hard to describe the feeling I've had the last couple of weeks. I hardly want to talk or interact with anyone and feel dead, numb inside. It's partially why I haven't really been active on here. Okay, Tony, I hope you're doing okay. Um, well, at least you're still here. Hey, Tony, hope you're well. Okay, same here. I agree with David. I hate to ask for anything, but if you could help me out financially, it would be greatly appreciated. Yes, I have no problem. If anybody can help Tony, please help him out. $3,000 would do. I can give you back some of it on the 13th of February when I get my disability check. If anyone out there listening, watching this wants to help Tony out, there you go. He's asking for $3,000. And how would you receive the money, Tony? I'm financially strapped, pal. Sorry, man. Maybe just start a GoFundMe. Oh, there we go. So Tony just dropped the wait, what is that? Is that a I don't know what that hashtag is for. Is that for like some type of payment app or something? Oh, dollar sign. Okay. Well, is that like a Cash App or something? I'm not familiar with those type of apps. Wow, Tony is begging hard for some rock all over YouTube. Um, hey, people's got to do what they got to do. I don't know what's going on with Tony in his personal life and his situation. Um, Yeah. Cash App. Okay, Cash App. Are you donating or are you a perp? I don't know who you're talking to, Tony. You have lots of money. Give me it. Okay, I don't know if you're talking to who are you talking to, Tony? Or you're a perp. Hmm. Simple as that. I don't think this is the real Tony, is it? You know what? That's a great that's a great I don't even know. I'm just drawing a blank. It's yeah. I don't know if that's the real Tony. Okay, my dumpster stained gang stalkers are trying to prevent me from thinking or saying the words I want to say. Like they're purposely trying hard right now to stop me from doing this live stream. Perps. Yeah, I don't know if that's the real Tony. Maybe. Well, if it is the real Tony, then I just want to say, you know what? I have nothing to say because I don't know if that's the real Tony. It's a perp playing Tony to make him look bad. Yeah, it's very possible. And if it's the real Tony, you should make a video about this so we know it's the real you. And that Cash App thing, I mean, you should make a video and actually talk about your Cash App ID or put in the title so everybody knows your Cash App ID. Okay, so this live stream, I will show you guys videos. Okay, we all love videos, and let's just go that route, okay? Because I have something to show you guys. And some of you TIs already know about this, but I believe majority of the TIs in the community do not know about this. And that is because the majority of the TI in the community are on the wrong path. But I hope this will help you open your mind because you have to admit this gang stalking is crazy. It's crazy and it's advanced. It's powerful. It controls this world. And a lot of TIs don't want to believe it, but that's fine. I mean, they have to go through their own journey. Um, they got their own dumpster staying gang stalkers manipulating their minds. Majority of them don't have the focus to sit through a video or even a third of the video. And that is fine. I mean, they're on their own journey. Maybe one day in the future they would understand and want to sit down and take in on the information. But one thing for sure, we all start believing is the neighbors, believing is the government. And majority of the TIs will just be stuck believing that. Only very few, okay, a small percentage of TIs will actually advance out of it. And I will show you videos hoping you will start thinking outside the box because this is something that's really happening around the world. And I will show you. Okay. Oh, there's more comments. Let's see here. I would never KMS under any circumstances. I turned 38 this year in fear I'll be sacrificed soon. All right, Tony. Well, you made mentions of this many times. Why do you believe you will be sacrificed? Who's going to sacrifice you? Oh, 1 second. I have a call. Okay, everybody. Sorry about that. Yeah, Tony. I mean, why do you believe you're going to be sacrificed? That is very negative. The way that's these thoughts are running through your head. You should just break out of it. I hope you will break out of it. Yeah, let's see why you have to show us, brother. Awesome. Let's see what you have to show us. Great. Fake Tony, laugh out loud. Yeah, we're talking about that. We don't know if that's the real Tony. The real Tony should make a video about this. But okay, so let's get the show started. I will show you guys videos, and here's the first video. Oh, 1 second, everybody. Incoming call. Whoa, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's get this show started. Um, so the first video, okay? Now, once I start showing you these videos, it's very important that if you can stick around for at least 10 minutes because it's very important for you to watch the last video. And I'm going to try to make this live stream short, maybe 40 minutes. So here we go. Oh, hold on 1 second. Another comment. The Purge is real. I was going to check his channel. Thanks for letting us know. Stop muting the stream when you get phone calls. Who is it calling? Uh, it's not the government. If that's what you're thinking. And the creepy part is the fake Tony is collecting Cash App donation in his name without him even knowing about it. Yeah, that would be crazy creepy. That would be. Well, I mean, this it seems like these live streams with the targeted individuals, content creators, there's just been a lot of well, I guess the word is trolls. For some reason, we're just people like to mess with the TIs, I guess. But that's fine. I mean, those trolls, they got their gang stalkers as well, and their minds are being manipulated by them. It's all good. Okay. STIs are here to bring awareness, and we try to help them realize that. So here we go. So here's the first video. Uh, it's about 2 minutes. I have maybe 5 or 6 videos. They're all about 2 minutes. So please stay till the end. So here we go.
Oh, where'd it come from? We're in the middle of nowhere.
Well, all around us.
Well, call me nuts, but I reckon that came from up there. But, well, unless the trees backed it down and... Oh, it's cold. Unless the trees made it echo, I don't know. I've never heard a sound like that before.
I don't like it.
It did have an element of eerie, isn't it?
You've got Hanuman.
Yeah. My phone's about to die anyway. I don't want to be out here with no phone. So there it is again. Do that.
Follow it out. I'm done that.
Oh, don't go just yet.
I want to know.
Maybe if we just went a bit further up, we might see something.
Shit, what was that?
Fuck knows. Oh, this is it. Maybe it wasn't 2012, it was 2013. Fucking hell. Alright, okay. It's not an animal, is it? No, hang on. Oh, yeah, that was loud. Alright. Hang on, I've got to turn this off. Fuck, I don't like this.
Okay, so what you saw was a video from 2013, and these two people, okay, there's the lady and the gentleman holding the camera. They are out in the woods, and there's this strange sound in the sky. That's all you need to know for now, the strange sound. So you can pay attention to it in the next video, okay? I will play the next video. Just give me 1 second. And this strange sound, okay, you could call it some type of ELF, some type of frequency, some type of a hum, okay, this strange earth hum. Like I've been saying, okay, you have to put your mind on the grand scale of things. I may mention that these dumpster staying gang stalkers controls the world. They are advanced. They control the government. They control people's mind. Okay. But us TIs, the true TIs, the ones that can advance in this program, we have the responsibility to awaken society. So I will play the next video. So here we go.
It's very deep. I wonder if this can do So that one was a little bit creepy. But this is naturally happening. It's not some type of audio gimmick. This is really happening in the physical, in the environment. Now, I first discovered this phenomenon, okay? This you can search it
on YouTube or go to Google, type in strange sound in the sky. And you'll see a bunch of information on it. The majority of the people do not understand. Even when they seek help from agencies, environmental agencies, they don't know. And they'll try to track down, okay, what type of factories are nearby? Uh, is it from giant machines, oil drilling? They can't pinpoint the source. It's just in the sky. So I will play the next video. Here we go. All right. So let's keep on moving. I hope by now you're getting an idea. And these are videos filmed in different parts of the world. And when I first discovered this strange sound in the sky, it was about 10 years ago, before I even realized that I was being gang stalked. And when I found out about it, my first instinct was something to do with aliens. And now, in the present days, it just makes sense to me, and I will show you why. Okay. Now the next video. What do you guys think of it? Please comment. I want to know what you guys think of it so far. Now, this one I like. This is an older video, but it's just really creepy, the sound in this video.
When the motivation's for.
Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, let's go to the next video. Here we go. Yeah, that's very fair. Sorry, I was muted. I did not know I was speaking the entire time, but that's fair. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. It sounded like speaker in the sky, but let me tell you, they are not speakers in the sky. Oh, this one's nice. Sounds like wind chimes. Oh, I like wind chimes. And they all sound different to me. But I guess the previous video was nicer than the first few. So you guys are great sticking around because I will show you within the next 4 minutes why this is important. Okay, so I have 2 more. Okay, so within the next 8 minutes. Sorry about that. But here we go. Here's just two more videos.
Kako lijep oblak, prijeteći. Oblak došao na zemlju čovječe.
All right. That was interesting. Wow. I got one person still here. Good for you. Seriously, good for you. And if you're a true TI, you have just upgraded yourself by sticking around. Or maybe you already know this information. But I'll tell you, one thing I noticed about the TI community, the dumpster stain gang stalkers, they mess with the TI's focus and concentration. Majority of TIs, their attention span is just very short. And it's very easy to make them click away, click out of this video. That is because they are just not ready. They need a certain type of experience in life, some type of encounter, something to happen to stimulate their mind to find value in this information. Because this community, a majority of TIs, they just don't understand this stuff. And even if I show them straight to the point, there's already going to be a percentage of TIs in the community that just won't even care. Because they cannot, their mind can't process the information because they just can't connect with the information because they have not experienced anything in their personal life that will help them make sense of everything. And that's why I say I hope later on their journey that they will discover something and it'll just click in their head. The light bulb will turn on and the information that they took in the past will now make sense. Kind of like how I discovered this mysterious sound 10 years ago when I wasn't even realizing that I was going through gang stalking. And I just immediately believed, oh, this is alien. This got to be aliens. And now that mysterious sound in the sky, it all makes sense to me. It took 10 years for that information to connect. And that is just my journey. So for you listening, you have your own journey. All right, so I'm gonna play this this news segment. It's more friendly. I guess it's somewhat friendly. Is from the news. So
Brooklyn has been driving some people, we are told, crazy.
Yeah, it's maddening, it's unsettling, and it's also just this mystery because nobody seems to know what is causing this strange humming sound. CBS 2's Kevin Rincon gives us a listen.
It's profoundly annoying.
As you hear the noise, it's hard to make out what it is.
It sounds like somebody putting their finger on a glass cup and running it around the top of the cup.
It sounds very much like a resonance, a harmonic resonance, like if you can picture someone rubbing the top of a crystal glass or a tuning fork.
What's the sound?
Mo Hussein, he took video walking home one night. He's noticed the sound for over a year.
I liken it to like some sort of alien invasion. As you're walking around, even in the middle of the night, you hear this hum off in the background and you wonder what could that be?
You know, I thought about that. And they're only landing in the middle of the night.
For Adrena Banks, her theory, it's construction related, but admits it could be anything.
It's just this consistent humming that doesn't seem to go away and goes on for hours. It's so piercing that it keeps you up.
Neighbors called 311, but when the city's Department of Environmental Protection showed up, the sound had stopped. We reached out to the DEP several times on Thursday, and they now say they plan to return to try and find the source of the nuisance.
As soon as you think, okay, well, now I've gotten used to it, now I'm ready to live my life with this noise, then it goes away.
You're like, oh, that's great. And then it comes back.
And the timing of it makes me sort of believe that, at times anyway, makes me sort of believe that there's some sort of equipment being run and they sort of try to turn it off and on in ways that don't disrupt people.
Some residents, they've turned to online forums to mark when the noise starts and stops, but tracking it isn't easy.
Like bass notes they disperse easily, but they're hard to pinpoint. And this sound has that quality of like, ooh, that's really hard to locate.
It's not just loss of sleep or an inconvenience. There are plenty of people here concerned that this could have larger psychological impacts, which is why they're hoping speaking out could help bring them some peace and quiet. In Fort Greene, Kevin Rincon, CBS 2 News.
Hope so.
It was beginning to drive me nuts, too.
Just in that short
Just
time
listening,
and then living with it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I hope there's a remedy.
They'll figure it out.
Notice how the news anchor said they'll figure it out. Let me tell you, they have not figured it out. And the only ones that will figure it out are the TIs. Because us TIs, we are the bridge. We really are the bridge. And I've been hinting that these gang stalkers are advanced, and have made mention that they are aliens. Crazy, right? Now I will play a video. Okay, this is a video that will put everything together, and this is why one of the reasons why I am a firm believer that it's not the government, because this whole gang stalking phenomenon, the events that happens to TIs, it's been happening for thousands of years. It's not the government using modern day technology to do this. But these gang stalkers, they do control the government. They control everybody's mind, but not the true TIs, because we are aware that something is there. But the world, society, this world, they don't know, because us true TIs are just a small percentage. But that's fine. We're going to help bring awareness to them. So now I will play this last video, and it makes sense to me what's happening. It might not make sense to you right now, but it might make sense to you later on. So just keep an open mind, okay? So I will play this last video, and then once it's done, I will end the live stream. Oh, and here we go. Spooky. Yeah, that was spooky sound. Well, that's good. You don't have that 40-second attention span. And that's why you're still here. Thank you. Thank you for your support. And what are your thoughts on this anyways? So, I mean, what are your thoughts? I'm curious to know. Yeah, social media, especially now with YouTube Shorts. Man, I don't like YouTube Shorts. Those short videos, it just, as I'm watching them, it just makes me feel like I'm hurting myself. Really am hurting myself watching those YouTube Shorts. But I guess, just give it benefit of a doubt. It's the YouTube Shorts can show you a wider range of different content, so you can absorb all these new contents, maybe even contents that you never thought about, or something that you just seen for the first time. So I guess it is good in that sense. So if you see something you like, you can dig deeper into that topic. But just watching those YouTube Shorts just really it drains my energy. It makes me feel like I'm just hurting myself. It does. Okay, so now I will play this finale video that ties everything together. Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Revelation 8. When the Lamb opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. I noticed that the 7 angels who stood before God were each given a trumpet. Another angel, who had a gold container for incense, came and stood at the altar. This one was given a lot of incense to offer with the prayers of God's people on the gold altar in front of the throne. Then the smoke of the incense, together with the prayers of God's people, went up to God from the hand of the angel. After this, the angel filled the incense container with fire from the altar and threw it on the earth. Thunder roared, lightning flashed, and the earth shook. The 7 angels now got ready to blow their trumpets. When the first angel blew his trumpet, hail and fire mixed with blood were thrown down on the earth. A third of the earth, a third of the trees, and a third of all green plants were burned. When the second angel blew his trumpet, something like a great fiery mountain was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea turned to blood. A third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships was destroyed. When the third angel blew his trumpet, a great star fell from heaven. It was burning like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and on a third of the springs of water. The name of the star was Bitter, and a third of the water turned bitter. Many people died because the water was so bitter. When the fourth angel blew his trumpet, a third of the sun, a third of the moon, and a third of the stars was struck. They each lost a third of their light. So during a third of the day, there was no light, and a third of the night was also without light. Then I looked and saw a lone eagle flying across the sky. It was shouting,
"Travel! Travel! Travel to everyone who lives on Earth! The other 3 angels are now going to blow their trumpets!"
Revelation 9. When the fifth angel blew his trumpet, I saw a star fall from the sky to earth. It was given the key to the tunnel that leads down to the deep pit. As it opened the tunnel, smoke poured out like the smoke of a great furnace. The sun and the air turned dark because of the smoke. Locusts came out of the smoke and covered the earth. They were given the same power that scorpions have. The locusts were told not to harm the grass on the earth, or any plant or any tree. They were to punish only those people who did not have God's mark on their foreheads. The locusts were allowed to make them suffer for 5 months, but not to kill them. The suffering they caused was like the sting of a scorpion. In those days, people will want to die, but they will not be able to. They will hope for death, but it will escape from them. These locusts look like horses ready for battle. On their heads they wore something like gold crowns, and they had human faces. Their hair was like a woman's long hair, and their teeth were like those of a lion. On their chests they wore armor made of iron. Their wings roared like an army of horse-drawn chariots rushing into battle. Their tails were like a scorpion's tail, with a stinger that had the power to hurt someone for 5 months. Their king was the angel in charge of the deep pit. In Hebrew, his name was Abaddon, and in Greek, it was Apollyon.
The first horrible thing has now happened. But wait, 2 more horrible things will happen soon.
Then the 6th angel blew his trumpet. I heard a voice speak from the 4 corners of the gold altar that stands in the presence of God. The voice spoke to this angel and said,
"Release the 4 angels who are tied up beside the great Euphrates River."
The 4 angels had been prepared for this very hour and day and month and year. Now they were set free to kill 1/3 of all people. By listening, I could tell there were more than 200 million of these war horses. In my vision, their riders wore fiery red, dark blue, and yellow armor on their chests. The heads of the horses looked like lions, with fire and smoke and sulfur coming out of their mouths. 1/3 of all people were killed by the 3 terrible troubles caused by the fire, the smoke, and the sulfur. The horses had powerful mouths, and their tails were like poisonous snakes that bite and hurt. The people who lived through these terrible troubles did not turn away from the idols they had made, and they did not stop worshiping demons. They kept on worshiping idols that were made of gold, silver, bronze, stone, and wood. Not one of these idols could see, hear, or walk. No one stopped murdering or practicing witchcraft or being immoral or stealing. Revelation 10. I saw another powerful angel come down from heaven. This one was covered with a cloud, and a rainbow was over his head. His face was like the sun. His legs were like columns of fire, and with his hand he held a little scroll that had been unrolled. He stood there with his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land. Then he shouted with a voice that sounded like a growling lion. Thunder roared 7 times. After the thunder stopped, I was about to write what it had said, but a voice from heaven shouted,
"Keep it secret. Don't write these things."
The angel I had seen standing on the sea and the land then held his right hand up toward heaven. He made a promise in the name of God, who lives forever and who created heaven, earth, the sea, and every living creature. The angel said,
"You won't have to wait any longer. God told his secret plans to his servants, the prophets, and it will all happen by the time the 7th angel sounds his trumpet."
Once again, the voice from heaven spoke to me. It said,
"Go and take the open scroll from the hand of the angel standing on the sea and the land."
When I went over to ask the angel for the little scroll, the angel said,
"Take the scroll and eat it. Your stomach will turn sour, but the taste in your mouth will be as sweet as honey."
I took the little scroll from the hand of the angel and ate it. The taste was as sweet as honey, but my stomach turned sour. Then some voices said,
"Keep on telling what will happen to the people of many nations, races, and languages, and also to kings."
Revelation 11. An angel gave me a measuring stick and said,
"Measure around God's temple. Be sure to include the altar and everyone worshiping there. But don't measure the courtyard outside the temple building. Leave it out. It has been given to those people who don't know God, and they will trample all over the holy city for 42 months. My 2 witnesses will wear sackcloth, while I let them preach for 1,260 days. These 2 witnesses are the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands that stand in the presence of the Lord who rules the earth. Any enemy who tries to harm them will be destroyed by the fire that comes out of their mouths. They have the power to lock up the sky and to keep rain from falling while they are prophesying. And whenever they want to, they can turn water to blood and cause all kinds of terrible troubles on earth. After the 2 witnesses have finished preaching God's message, The beast that lives in the deep pit will come up and fight against them. It will win the battle and kill them. Their bodies will be left lying in the streets of the same great city where their Lord was nailed to a cross. And that city is spiritually like the city of Sodom or the country of Egypt. For 3.5 days, the people of every nation, tribe, language, and race will stare at the bodies of these two witnesses and refuse to let them be buried. Everyone on earth will celebrate and be happy. They will give gifts to each other because of what happened to the two prophets who caused them so much trouble. But 3.5 days later, God will breathe life into their bodies. They will stand up, and everyone who sees them will be terrified.
The witnesses then heard a loud voice from heaven saying,
"Come up here."
And while their enemies were watching, they were taken up to heaven in a cloud. At that same moment, there was a terrible earthquake that destroyed 1/10 of the city. 7,000 people were killed, and the rest were frightened and praised the God who rules in heaven.
The second horrible thing has now happened, but the third one will be here soon.
At the sound of the 7th trumpet, loud voices were heard in heaven. They said,
"Now the kingdoms of this world belong to our Lord and to his chosen one, and he will rule forever and ever."
Then the 24 elders, who were seated on thrones in God's presence, kneeled down and worshipped him. They said,
"Lord God all-powerful, you are, and you were, and we thank you. You used your great power and started ruling. When the nations got angry, you became angry too. Now the time has come for the dead to be judged. It is time for you to reward your servants, the prophets, and all of your people who honor your name, no matter who they are. It is time to destroy everyone who has destroyed the earth."
The door to God's temple in heaven was then opened, and the sacred chest could be seen inside the temple. I saw lightning and heard roars of thunder. The earth trembled and huge hailstones fell to the ground.
All right. So I hope for those of you watching, the message was the trumpet sound in the sky. I don't go to church. I've gone to church a few times. I'm in the middle. My whole life I didn't study the Bible, but I have nothing against the Bible. And in the last few years, I'm starting to see correlation with what's happening with the Bible. I'm not saying everything in the Bible are true, because there are mention of the writers actually envisioning or seeing things in their mind. So that's one thing compared to what's really happening in the environment. So it's like a mix between a person's what they're experiencing in the physical and also how they translate it in their mind. But the trumpet part, I see that as just trumpet sound in the sky. And with those videos I show you guys from the beginning of this live stream was based on that strange sound in the sky. Some of those videos it's fair to call it a trumpet, some type of musical instrument, but a trumpet is a fair way of representing the sound. And there were also mention of loud voices or heard a voice speaking. What is that? Well, to me, based on my personal experience, that is voice to skull. That is just voice to skull. And I also believe that the strange hum that's could be heard all over this planet, there's just strange low humming sound. That is also part of this louder sound, okay, which I call it lower voice to skull. That low frequency humming is what generates the lower voice to skull. And I believe also voice to skull as well. It's like the baseline. It's like the baseline of a sound, because I know these gang stalkers, sound can amplify them. So if you're a TI receiving voice to skull, okay, you recognize voice to skull, you will know what I'm talking about. You go into a place where a lot of sound, the gang stalkers, they talk louder. So this low humming sound is like the base sound for these gang stalkers to manipulate people's mind using lower voice to skull. And they can use voice to skull. When they use voice to skull is what makes a TI recognize this other voice that's not his or hers, or that's not what him or her used to throughout their entire life. All of a sudden this louder voice comes in. Whoa, just all of a sudden, whoa, become aware of what's going on. But this voice to skull can also happen on a grand scale, like the trumpet in the sky. So that's like an environmental sound that everyone can hear. See, where I live, randomly at night, there'll be a loud boom. And, I have my own personal journey with these dumpster stain gang stalkers. All right. Yes, I know I just played trumpet in the sky, but my journey is a little different. And I don't recommend any of you talking to these entities like that. But there'll be nights when I'm just really just talking trash to them in a way that's philosophical. Okay, it's like philosophy have to do with it too, where I'm just making sense and letting them know that the way they think are wrong. And all of a sudden there'll be a loud boom, like a boom of acknowledgement that my philosophy is the right way of going about things. And this loud boom can be heard in other cities as well. It's a strange boom. You can do your research. It's just a loud boom out of nowhere. Okay, some would call it sonic boom, like military Air Force sonic boom. Like breaking sound barriers. But this is not that. This is more. It's not as high in the sky, but more like lower. The boom is more like lower at ground level. And some claim it's some type of underground drilling. It's all theories, but I personally, I know it's these entities. And I hope this live stream will help open your mind on what's going on. Now, everything I presented is just a theory. Just like how any other TIs talk about government, it's all theories. But it's who can make a better theory that makes sense, okay? That is what I'm doing, and that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years, trying to slowly help pull in the TIs and help open their minds. And some of you listening to this, you might disagree. That's fine. But I truly believe in the information that I'm presenting. These gang stalkers are aliens. They control this planet. And how does it work? Why are they doing this? It's like, why are they trying to scare people with these trumpet sound and hinting that, oh, there's going to be fires and hail and people's going to die, cities going to get destroyed, people's going to get tortured. Why are they doing it? I don't know. I really don't know, but maybe one day somebody out there, another TI will find out. Maybe they will explain to us, but they're more advanced than us. So it's like, do they really need to explain anything to us? I mean, maybe they're causing suffering in a short period of time because if you think about it, if they're not limited by time, so time is just there for them. So maybe this is just a small period in time where they cause suffering in people, and then people will change, society will change, and people will break out of the spell of doing evil and being greedy and selfish. I mean, if you think about it, that is a way to break society out of this funk. And just look at gas and oil. If you go to Google Maps and you use the satellite feature, you zoom in to the beach. Okay, you just go along any coastal line. Okay, on any continent, you'll notice there's oil. It's like you see the oil going along the coast, and if you can find one of those ocean drilling oil places, you'll see there's oil leaking out of the ocean, floor, and just oil everywhere. So every day there's oil being leaked out into the ocean. Is it on the news? No, because they don't want it on the news. Is it leaking right now? Absolutely. Just go check out those satellite images. You see along the coastline, there's just oil residue. You can see it. It's just oil all over this planet now. I mean, that alone is like we're destroying this planet. So how can what can we do, or what can anyone do to change that? Well, something dramatic, right? Something got to be so dramatic that just scares all the people and want to make people want to change their ways. Because humans, like, if we don't want problems, there won't be any problems. But it's just we're not a collective. We're just individually greedy people. Okay, we all have our own greed in a certain way, and people are just greedy. They just want to. They just want things for themselves. Okay, I mean, I know some of you out there are nice people, but I mean, when it comes down to it, we're greedy people, and we're not a collective. We're we're not doing things for humanity. We're just doing things for ourselves, for a flag, for our country, and we're destroying the planet. And these aliens, they know. I've been saying that they control people's mind. That means if a group of people, okay, let's say a population, of people, their mentality are negative, well, these aliens, that's what they're feeling. They're feeling down, or they become negative. So you see how it's all connected? And I truly believe that even planet Earth, like I believe planet Earth, planet Earth is alive. Okay, you might not think of it that way, but this planet is very much alive. And I do believe that people, the entire world, people in this world, the way we think changes planet Earth. It does. Like the spirit, like if we're just depressed all the time, this planet's gonna be depressed. I truly believe that. And I'm kind of going off topic, but this is more one of those sit in front of a fire, just chit chat type, shooting different theories, kind of entertaining type of talk. But if you're still watching, if you're a TI and you're still watching, good for you. Because in 3 months, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring the information. And once I release the information, I will talk freely. And a lot of you are going to hate me. Talking to you, the dumpster stained gang stalkers of the TI. Yes, you will hate me. A lot of you will hate me because I will tell you like it is. I truly believe I have the mandate of heaven to be able to help society. And in doing so, I can say certain things to these gang stalkers. And that's the way it is. So for all of you TIs out there listening, your dumpster stained gang stalkers are also listening. And I want to say, make up your mind. Because your TI, the person you've been following, will not like you if you continue your ways. I will turn your TI against you. I'm saying this to all the dumpster stained gang stalkers. So choose your path. Because I'm right in the middle. Thank you for joining me. And have a good night, everybody. Shimon, signing out.